Hey, what's up? It's your boy Toxie Boyo, and I just kind of was thinking about the state of Dragon Ball Super as it is currently. I know it's not exactly the most popular manga in the world. The anime did huge numbers, which is actually pretty cool. The Broly movie was a huge success. So, in case you're one of those people out there wondering, is the anime ever going to come back? Of course it is. Broly made like close to $200 million. They're not going to pass up on that. You know, that's one of like the top 5 highest grossing anime movies, I think. But I have some misgivings about Dragon Ball Super, and this is something that I mentioned in my final portion of the review of the anime when I was talking about the Tournament of Power. I don't feel any tension or drama because I know that everything's going to be okay. And I've been feeling like this pretty much the entirety of the Moro arc because I started reading it pretty recently. I think I started reading it in like July. So I got all the way caught up on the Moro arc, and I wasn't really feeling it at first. I don't think Moro is a very good villain. I like what's happening with the Z fighters in response to Moro. I like Vegeta's spirit fission ability. I like Goku training to perfect Ultra Instinct. I love a good training arc. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it. You actually saw more of him training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber with Gohan than with Mirrors, but whatever. I like Yamcha, Tien, Piccolo, Gohan. I like all of them stepping up. 17 and 18 getting involved. I love those two, so it's good to see them. Like I said, I really enjoy what's happening with the good guys as a result of Moro, but I don't see Moro himself as anything more than a second-rate Cell with a little bit of Frieza mixed in. And, you know, Cell's like I'm gonna prove that I'm the strongest, I'm gonna fight you all, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Frieza just has a huge army of soldiers that are loyal to him, which is something that Moro also has. So, reading the Moro arc, I wasn't really into it up until Goku finally showed up to start fighting Moro. The last 3 chapters have been really solid. 3 or 4 chapters, actually. Everything from Goku showing up until what we just saw. However, I'm sure you've seen some of the leaks. I'm not going to post them here because I don't want to get another copyright strike for talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga. But if the leaks are to be believed, Goku is going to give Moro a Senzu Bean, and Moro is going to become a mountain. I can't make this shit up. And I don't like that. I don't like it because it feels creatively bankrupt. We've already seen the Senzu Bean thing with Cell. I'm not here to debate whether or not that was a good idea, whether or not that makes Goku a bad father. None of that is the topic of today's video. But what I will say is that giving Cell a Senzu Bean didn't really work, and it got Goku killed. So you would think that he would learn from that because he's not totally stupid. Or at least he wasn't until Dragon Ball Super. You would think that he would learn from that and, you know, not give the bad guy a Senzu Bean again. Especially when he's this close to beating him. You know, obviously, I'm recording this before the chapters come out. I don't know if I'm uploading this before the chapters come out, but I'm obviously talking from a perspective of I don't know how the entire chapter is going to go. But Moro is pretty much at death's door. You know, Goku smacked him up pretty good last chapter. He's driven by the anger of losing Mirrors, who was a good friend of his, a good training partner. Like, he literally, like, pretty much broke off his connection with the Galactic Patrol so that he could kill Moro, because the Galactic Patrol is supposed to arrest him, and he's like, well, that doesn't jive with me. I'd rather kill him. And it can't even be like oh, he wants to beat him at his best, because he was at his best. You know, he's not gonna get a Zenkai boost like Cell did. Well, maybe he did copy Vegeta's abilities, but I'm pretty sure his Vegeta timer ran out. You know what I mean? Whatever. But all of this goes to show that, like, you can have a big flashy battle with these cool, interesting new characters and good designs and all that stuff, but I cannot feel emotionally attached to it for one simple reason. The end of Z. If you are well familiar with Dragon Ball, then you know what I'm talking about by the end of Z. I'm not talking about when they beat Kid Buu. I'm talking about years after that, when they have another world tournament, and you meet Buu for the first time, and everybody's grown up. Goten's got a mullet, Trunks it looks pretty old by then. He looks pretty close to future Trunks in the History of Trunks movie. And Goku leaves to go train with Oob. That end of Z, like the literal, legitimate ending of Dragon Ball Z after the time skip and everything, right before GT would take place, if GT was canon. Because of that, I have a hard time being attached to the story, because now Broly's out there somewhere, Frieza's still alive and he's out there somewhere, you know. If Moro lives, he'll be out there somewhere. And some people are saying that they want Moro to become a Z fighter. That's definitely not going to happen. Because of End of Z, he literally can't. Jiren's out there somewhere. You know, it's just... You know, you Gods of Destruction, you have the entire multiverse. It's like, the more that they stuff Dragon Ball Super, the less believable the End of Z becomes. Because like I said in my video, there's no reason Goku wouldn't have popped Super Saiyan Blue. Even just to motivate Oob. You know, because he used it against 17, he used it against Roshi, he used it against Krillin. I'm not saying that he needs it against Oob. I'm pretty sure in his base form he would one-shot Oob if he was trying to kill him or hurt him or something like that. But just to see what Oob is capable of, to push him to his limits, he would probably use Super Saiyan Blue just to get a rise out of him. Or, if he gets to a point where he can just turn on Ultra Instinct whenever he wants it, he could probably just use Ultra Instinct. It's not a good idea, unless his body just somehow acclimates to it and it stops hurting him. I don't really know what that's going to be. I also don't really think we're going to get any more Super Saiyan forms. I don't know. I think Blue is pretty much it, but that's kind of a different discussion. All of these things make all of that really preposterous. And I know that it's funny for me to talk about believability in the realm of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. But knowing what we know about Goku's character in Super, because he's... I won't say that Goku being stupid is one of the reasons that I don't like Super, even though that's, you know, one of the reasons that I don't like Super. But it's deeper than that. He does a lot more stupid stuff during a fight. You know, if he was taking Jiren as seriously as he took Boo, the fight with Jiren wouldn't have gone the way it did. Same with Broly. As much as I love the Broly movie, Goku did some questionable things, especially regarding fusion. Goku hates fusing, not for the same reason that Vegeta does. Vegeta's too prideful. He doesn't like doing the dance or whatever. Goku doesn't like relying on other people's strength. That's why he doesn't like to fuse. So for him to decide pretty much off rip that if things got bad they were going to fuse, I was just like, I don't really like that. I do have a video coming out about that at some point in the future though. What I think Dragon Ball Super needs is a time skip. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't even finish my previous point. I was trying to say that what we know based on Goku in Super is that he absolutely would have used at least Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue against Oob in the tournament. So what they need to do is either decanonize the End of Z or time skip past it. Decanonizing it would probably be a lot simpler. That way they have the creative room to tell whatever story they want. Also, FYI, Toei Animation, well, not really Toei, Shueisha and Toyotaro and Toriyama, they all agreed on what the next arc of the manga will be once the Moro arc wraps up, which tells me that the Moro arc will be wrapping up in about 2 or 3 more chapters. I don't expect it to extend past 2020. I don't think we'll be reading about Moro in 2021. Whatever the next arc is, I really wanted to skip past the End of Z. It probably won't. I don't think that they have that kind of storytelling integrity, because that's the thing about Dragon Ball that we have to remember. Storytelling is not the franchise's strong suit, and it is not Toyotaro/Toriyama's first inclination. You know what I mean? They want to give you cool visuals and cool moments so that they can sell manga volumes, get people to watch the anime, and sell many, many toys. And I have bought plenty of Dragon Ball toys in my life. It's doing a good job. But beyond that, Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, has always had a very compelling core story. The adventures of Goku and the people around him has always been interesting. Now, that's not to say there haven't been plenty of plot holes and retcons and stuff like that, but I just want the franchise to mature in such a way that you can't just be like, well, that's Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? I want them to adapt and become smarter when writing Dragon Ball so that this sort of thing does not keep happening simply by virtue of it's Dragon Ball, what do you expect? I don't know if I'm expecting too much. I might be, but I think it's kind of silly to say that I expect too much because I want the story to be logical within itself. Now, as much as I want them to just decanonize the end of Z, because quite frankly I don't like it that much, except for everybody had really good drip. I love Goku's end of Z outfit. What I think they really should do is go ahead and just skip past it. Make it take place around the same time that GT takes place. That way Trunks and Goten can, you know, look their age. Did you know that Trunks and Goten are about 14 years old? I don't know what's going on. They still look 6 and 7. I don't understand. Like, and if you think I'm making that up, Battle of Gods is 5 years after the Buu Saga, and the Tournament of Power is at least 2 years after that. And I know it is because of the Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls at least. At bare minimum, 1 year passes between the Universe 6 tournament and the Tournament of Power. And I don't see why Battle of Gods and Resurrection F would be anything less than a year apart. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. It's weird that there's no visual continuity in Dragon Ball Super, because it's creeping up on the end of Z. Like, end of Z takes place like 3 years after the current arc. No, 2 years after, because some time has passed since the Moro arc started. So, like, if you have a little bit of time between Tournament of Power and the beginning of the Moro arc, and then 4 or 6 months pass in between the beginning of the Moro arc and where we are now, we're coming up on the end of Z pretty quickly. So Goten and Trunks would just have to miraculously grow, and Goten's hair would have to get a lot longer out of nowhere. It's just silly to me. And I think a lot about certain series and how they probably need a time skip. Boruto needs a time skip. I think My Hero needs a time skip. Dragon Ball Super absolutely needs a time skip, just so that the story can have some gravity and some weight to it. Not to say that I need to be constantly afraid for Goku's life. I'm not trying to be worried about whether or not he's gonna die every 5 seconds, but like, I don't know. I just feel like in order for Dragon Ball Super to have the same type of narrative and dramatic weight that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z had, it needs the creative freedom of telling whatever type of story it wants with far-reaching and long-lasting consequences that don't have to line up with something that we already know is going to happen after these events take place. And it's funny because End of Z is what, like 2 episodes? 1 manga chapter? And it's got this much of a stranglehold on the lore? I'll give GT one thing, it was not bound by those same restraints. This isn't GT versus Super at all. Obviously, that's stupid. GT's way better. Anyway, at least I think Super Saiyan 4 is better than Super Saiyan Blue. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say this time. I would like to pass a question on to you guys, though. What do you think? Do you think Dragon Ball Super needs a time skip? Do you think it needs to just decanonize the end of Z? Whatever it is, whatever you think about below and educate me. As always, if you have more videos from me, go ahead and click somewhere on the screen, and it will take you to another video. Also, if you want to show your brother a little bit extra love, go ahead and hit that join button. $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. You choose. Super cool perks and stuff. Easier than supporting the Patreon. I'll see you soon.